Hi guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. This is basically a part 2 to the previous part, the one when I was drawing Miguel O'Hara plus my other two spider personas, but unfortunately I do not like how this piece came out at all. I feel like I could have done better and all that, but I'm still gonna keep it. I'm still gonna show you guys the process, show you the end results and all. I might end up posting it on Instagram. It really just depends on how I feel. But even though I'm not proud of it, I still want to show you guys the process, and I'm going to go into depth of why it is important to keep old or, in quote, bad pieces of art. But before we get into that, make sure you are drinking enough water, you're eating. I hope all is well with all of you guys, and thank you so much for the support on all my videos so far. The first point is reflecting on the process of making it, why it came out the way it did and what you could do better. For starters, the reason why this piece didn't really sit well with me was because I wasn't satisfied with the line art and I was getting frustrated with the colors. Gouache paint is different from watercolor and acrylics. It's like a mix between the two, and I never had any previous experience with the paint, so I obviously didn't expect it to come out looking like Leonardo da Vinci made this painting, but I did have kind of high standards for it, and as I kept painting it, I just kept getting frustrated with it, and I'm like, you know what, I don't want to paint it no more. I'm gonna just stop. And honestly, I'm kind of glad I did, but at the same time I'm not, because I feel like I definitely could have done a little more with it, but I was getting really frustrated to the point where I just could not see myself finishing it. I'm still gonna keep this art. I'm not gonna throw it away, so I can look back at maybe these videos of me painting it and look back at the art itself and see what exactly I did wrong. I think what I did wrong was not practicing on something smaller first, just jumping headfirst into this piece. I think that's my main issue, and also maybe learning different techniques of painting with the paints. That probably would have helped me so much more than to just jumping into a piece like this. The second point would be revisiting the piece to see how far you come in your art in the future, seeing how far you've gotten in your art sense and remembering how your old art looked like. So I do have a bunch of my old sketchbooks, even one of my very first ones, and yes, looking back at that art isn't always pleasant because I'm like, oh my god, there's no way I drew this and thought that looked okay. But now I'm getting to a point where I see my old art and I'm like, wow, I've really come so far since this piece. Like, I've learned anatomy better, learned colors, learned how to make interesting characters, worked on backgrounds too. So definitely keep your old art so you can look back at it. Also, the last point I have is redrawing it, doing a side-by-side comparison of the old piece with the newer work of art. Seeing how different the pieces look now that you have reflected and learned a better way to execute your idea. I'm definitely going to do that with this piece. I'm going to redraw it in the future once I learn how to draw my characters more and learn how to use these paints better. I definitely want to repaint this piece later, like maybe more towards the end of August, just so I can give myself time to learn how to use the paints more, as well as drawing my characters. What I definitely think I could do in the future to make sure that this sketch looks a little better is maybe not start with such opaque colors and layer the colors, like start off with like a watercolor base and then start layering them more and more as I continue to do that. I know they say like you can't layer gouache paints that well, but I would much rather layer them like that than just start slapping really bright and bold colors on the palette first. sorry for the couple moments of just silence. I'm just letting the music play and just letting y'all watch my art process. But there is one thing I would like to add, because as of lately, like especially on TikTok, I see a lot of young artists get really discouraged because they're not as good or not as great as bigger artists. And I just want to share something that I think and I hope will resonate with some of y'all. We can learn a lot from the old art we're creating, seeing what influenced our old style as well as seeing how far we've come as an artist. Yes, sometimes the urge to throw away and get rid of that old art you've made back in maybe middle school or high school, or even further back, it might be strong, but sometimes revisiting your old art might just give you the artistic inspiration as well as the overall confidence you need in your art. As an artist, I find myself too struggling with my art, thinking it looks bad or isn't good enough overall. But by looking back on my old art, I feel more confident from seeing how far I've come over the years. So if you ever find yourself not being confident of your work, just look back at your old art. Maybe that'll give you the boost of confidence you need to keep going. It's common to get discouraged when you make art, but keep going and don't give up. We all bring a different level of creativity into the art community. We are all still learning and growing no matter how long we've been drawing. So keep learning, keep growing, and try not to get discouraged when your art isn't coming out the way you want. You can always redo and remake what you weren't proud of with the new knowledge you've learned through your art journey. As you create art, you may find yourself making the greatest piece you've ever made, or sometimes make a piece that you're not proud of and don't want anyone to see. But remember that art is a continuous journey. You don't get to one point and just think you've learned it all. No, there's still new things to discover and new things to learn. So if you ever find yourself in the middle of making a piece that you're not proud of or not happy with, keep it. And then learn more, learn better. Try to figure out new ways to make this idea your own and make it unique and special. Don't just throw it away thinking, oh yeah, I'm never gonna redo that again. You should try. Sometimes redoing the old art you made can make you feel better about yourself and your art. Art is a way to express yourself. It's a way I express myself. So doing better and doing things that I didn't think I could do when I first started doing art makes me feel good. And yes, some people will be nitpicky and say, oh my God, I don't like this. But by the end of the day, if you're happy with what you make, that's all that matters. Continue to create things you want. Even if it might not look the best now, you can always try again. That's one thing about art. You can always do something over. You can try it again, try it better. I hope that my words may resonate with some of my viewers, or if you're just scrolling by and you just want to watch me paint, sure, go ahead, do that. But if what I said did help you in any way, I'm happy, I'm glad. I want to inspire and help uplift other artists, whether they're bigger or smaller than myself. So if you ever do find yourself in a situation where you need someone to uplift you, you can feel free to reach out in my comment section. Or if you're in a spot where you can't ask anyone, just look back at your old art videos, old paintings you've done, and see how far you come. And you should be proud of yourself, because every day you're learning and growing as an artist. And I'm proud of you all for doing what you love and not stopping no matter how hard it gets. Thank you so much for watching. And if you like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, comment down below what you liked about it. You can just tell me what you drew this week or something. I don't mind. I like reading the comments whenever I get them. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'm gonna just let these last few minutes just be me finishing up the drawing. So I hope you all have a great day, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.